Check, check. Welcome in, everybody. Got some people diving in right away, jumping in. Love to see it. You're ready and eager. Love it. As usual, give it a couple more minutes. Let everybody see the message and get a chance to join. So I'm not repeating myself too much, but yeah, appreciate you guys being here on time. Roberto PLTR, yeah, we're gonna take a look at that one for sure. I'm glad someone requested that. I'll get it written down for you. I'll definitely take a look at that one. Yeah, I don't know if they had some news on that or what. That was a pretty hard sell on Friday, I think it was. But good news is, I don't like to play all-time highs, and it's back testing some key levels. But yeah, we'll definitely go that for sure. All right, one more quick ping on the server, and we'll dive right in, guys. All right, 5:04 my time. I say we dive in. Hope everybody had a good weekend. My name is StartedWith. I'm one of the staff members here, you guys. Glad to have you here. I see a lot of regular names and faces, not faces, but names. See some different names in here too. So if you guys are new or newer, we're glad to have you in here. This is a great community. So you found the right place. As of now, you guys, what I'm gonna do, guys, I purposely left a little bit of, I didn't chart on the last couple days up here because I would have saved it for our Sunday class, just to kind of talk about, quick little how I kind of chart and draw some lines for you guys and how I would do it, and a quick little fib extension, because again, we're all-time highs. There's no resistance lines overhead, so to speak. So we'll use fib extensions. But as of now, I think it's because of the big beautiful bill, we are gapped up just a little bit. So if it holds, if it goes sideways, that's a clear and obvious double top. First thing to watch for us on SPY tomorrow. But before we really get to that on kind of how to trade it, what to trade it, I think the best thing to do, you guys, kind of show you just a couple quick lines. I'm going to scroll back to the left here, back to February, over this top range zone here, and get a couple more lines for you guys drawn and kind of show you how I'd be looking to play this week and how I hope that we can get a move off of it this week. And then we'll kind of take it from there. But let's see how far back I gotta go because I'm on the 30-minute. Here we are. Probably gotta add a few more days here. Sorry about that. Thought I had this saved. All right, there we are. So again, you guys, it's not super fun to trade all-time high levels because it kind of makes it tricky where to take profit, what to look for, how to sell, stuff like that. So for me, I'm looking for right here, this zone. Sorry about that. So this is right here. The start of this push here is February 13th. And the sell down here, probably the tariff news, is February 21st. So that's a really, really nice range, you guys, to play here on SPY if we come and back test this level. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here. I don't know if we're going to get to that, like I always say, in a day or a week or whatever. But hopefully we can kind of back test some of these levels and consolidate just a bit. So here's how I would do it. Here's how I draw some support and resistance lines, or I guess they're all support. They're underneath us for now. But what I do, you guys, I look for these top side wicks here. I start on the left side or either side on the ends. I look for these top side wicks here. And as I hover over, I'm looking to see, does it line up with this wick, top side wick here? Does it line up with these candle body closes here? And I look across the board. And so I'll draw a quick line there for you. I'm looking at the top of this range here. And again, I'm just kind of doing this so you guys can kind of follow along if you want to take screenshots or mark these levels as well. So again, I would leave these most recent zones or levels up here, and we'll grab that top one from here in this middle zone here. So as you guys can see, the swing high, sell down, bounce in these swings low, swing high, sell down, come down, they swing low, bounce it, swing high, you guys get the point. So that's kind of how I like to do it. I like to trade. And again, like I say, I hope we can come back to those levels here. And you can see, lo and behold, these levels line up pretty damn good. If it's too messy, you guys, I can delete this fib extension. You guys just let me know. But as of now, we're kind of sitting right there. Actually, I might just go ahead and delete it just so it's kind of out of our way. But again, you guys, it's kind of tricky, but I'd like to see another back test this zone up here, this basically 612 to 613 zone, because we can see, again, back in February, how's kind of that consolidation back and forth. We sold down. Now we pushed into it, sold into it Friday, and ultimately reclaimed it. And now if this gap upholds, that's the thing to watch tomorrow. So pay attention to this price action. There's no excuses to not know that there's a double top here because it was just, Friday is our most recent trading day. So if we start to struggle up here, again, we kind of trickle in or we kind of sell a little bit pre-market, we push up to here and we get rejections, that should, to me, that's saying, hey, double top on the daily, look to get in puts until we get to these key levels again, these key, swing high and low points, these big candle body closes, these big wicks there. So does that make sense, everyone, on kind of what to look for early tomorrow morning? But again, we're day traders, so a break and hold, a break and hold of this level here, however it is or how clean it is, if we push up a little more and come down to it, we hold this level here. If this holds, look to get long again, and then just draw your Fibonacci extensions. I think it was that 618, 620 zone. And again, just the same thing I was saying, ride your EMAs. That's this purple line, clearly a trend day on Thursday, and then Friday most of the day till we broke that trend right there. But again, that's all we can really do when we're all-time highs. It makes it tricky. So that's where I'm cautious on days and weeks like this, because we can just push up, things look good, and then we get news here for whatever reason we sold down there. I think it was the tariff news with Canada that kind of sold us, or at least partially, on this move here. So again, kind of tricky. I would like us to trickle down into here because we got so much, a lot more volume and stuff to play in through here. Makes it way easier. So if there's no direct questions on SPY, I'm gonna jump on QQQ quickly, and then I see some requests coming in, and I'll jump on those with you guys. You guys have multiple ones, and I got to do one at a time. Can't jump on 4 or 5 of them right away, but as we circle back around to those, I'll get to them best I can. So again, on QQQ, same thing. Really, we want to look to back test some levels here. So what I'm looking for this top side wick here. And if we see, I slap a line right here, 534.31. See that top side wick? We start looking towards the right. Consolidation, Thursday breakout. What did it do? It back tested perfectly, damn near to the penny, probably to the penny, and we moved up again. Okay, so same thing. Now we push up. I'm still looking focused down Thursday. I'm going to hover over. Okay, so where do we sell down on Friday? Does it make sense? Do I grab that wick here, or do I grab the candle body? I'm grabbing that body, close again. So again, you guys, don't make charting more difficult than it needs to be. I'm on the 30-minute time frame because you need to lean information. You don't want to really be charting your pivot zones, your swing highs and lows in the 1 minute. You need some context. You need more volume, more price action. So again, that push up here, consolidation breakout, tested it in the after hours, sold down to it Friday and bounced perfectly. Move up again slightly. This is too easy for us, you guys. Cluster zone here, Friday's close, not the after hours session, but the close of regular market hours on Thursday. Push back up to it. Look at where those candle body closes to. And again, that temporary 30-minute battle there, no candle close. And then ultimately, the last 30 minutes of the day, boom, push, breakout. Again, quick charting here. Friday's close, where was it? Right at that morning dip low right there. Okay. And Friday's high, kind of double topish. No questions asked. Be cautious up here if we start kind of fizzling out up here, especially if SPY is doing the same thing. If SPY and QQQ are pretty much lined up, that's an easy short try for puts up there. But again, you guys, QQQ's new all-time highs seems pretty much every single day. Any back tests that we do, any sells we do, they don't last very long. And so it makes it tricky. But again, any double top range in these zones here, you start seeing zones rejections, take your puts. It's okay to be in puts. Even though the trend is up day after day, we can still make some money on puts. And, we get the sell down, you take your puts on this rejection, just hypothetically, we come into here, get out of your puts and start looking for some calls because you expect to probably see or want to see that price action reaction like that. But again, we sell down through that. What's going to happen? We sell through here. Price action like that on the way down. Those white candles, that's my down candles. So any questions on Qs, you guys? Again, if you want to get some quick charting, take the screenshot. I'll leave it here for just 1 second. But if not, I'm going to jump on your guys' request. Let's see. Oh, Norman is still in here, and he sent his request early, so you're up, Norman. IoT. I went ahead and did some quick charting for you, brother, because I knew your request already came in. Just save a little bit of time. So quick look here on the daily, Norman. I like this setup. I think you sent me a message. Did you say, let's see, did you swing it or you want to swing? Can you go over it for a swing? All right. Yep, definitely. So some things I like. I don't really hate it for a bullish, but just some things to be mindful of. So again, I'm on the daily. Again, this thicker line, we're calling this our bottom range here, Norman, basically 38. Our upper range here is at 42 to 42.27. So again, you guys, how I trade, I find my swing highs, rejections, swing high, rejections, swing low, bounces. Okay, I'm gonna mark a line there. Swing high was rejection, and now we're up over. So this is support. Don't believe me? Support, support. Again, back to it. What happens? We sell under hard. Get back to our swing low zone, breakdown, retest, push up. Where are we pushing up? Again, we're in the range, the theme. Top side range rejection. Come down into here, clearly, obviously sold down this bottom of the range, but again, just focus on this range for the setup. Get back over it. What do we do? Multi-day trend back up. And again, 4 or 5 days struggling on this top range here, this 42 zone, but a breakout, what happens? Sellers give up and we get a big continued move. Again, battle here, sell back again, our lower range. If you're not buying the dips and shares at 38, on options and shares, you're doing it wrong. So now a zoomed in look, what do we have here? Daily 20 is a screen line overhead. So as we push up, if and when we push up, that is going to be somewhere pinned at the 42 zone. You definitely will be scaling out of your long position up there. But what do we have down here? Our purple dashed line has now curled underneath us. So if you are bullish and want to be bullish, which there's plenty of reasons to be, we're holding the bottom range here. We're holding a small trend line that's forming. So we're bouncing, we're setting higher lows. So a trend reversal, on the short term, multi-days here, 4 days, it's holding this trend. And we have the daily 9 now curled under. So this daily 9, this purple line is now going to kind of trickle in along here on this trend line. So that's 2 forms of support and your horizontal line support. So lots of reasons to be bullish here. But again, don't get into here and say, again, my first target's up here. There's lots of overhead stuff that could be pushing against you on the way up. So moving to 30-minute chart here. Again, same thing, just a zoomed in look. Intraday, Norvin, I would buy all dips this week into 39. So any morning sells, it could be ugly. You see these down, down, down candles, but we got the daily 9 moving average stacked right here perfectly with a form of support. Okay, what happens when we bounce 39? We bounce it hard, continuation. What happens when we kind of get down this range here, start bouncing the moving average? Hard reaction. Again, mid to upper range here, when we sell through it, what happens? Hard sell down, sell through, rejection, hard sell. So to me, any opens and a sell down, if you're not quick on the puts, I wouldn't chase puts down here. I look to buy this dip because you have support and you got a trend line, bounce it up for potentially, your highs from Friday. And again, you get that move, you get a whole $1.60 move. I don't care if it's, 4 days to expiration or, 2 months time, you're going to get paid nice on this. So, start looking left, scale out, scale out, scale out, break over, hold one. But again, don't hold the full position here on a Friday double top potential, because we sell down, you're going to be kicking yourself going, away. Why didn't I sell? I was up, 60, 80, 90%. Now I'm only up 50. So really good setup, dude. I love when things are in ranges, when it's a tradable range. You don't want to get caught in a 50-cent range, but very, very nice setup. Nice setup. All right, guys, just going in order. PLTRs next. Roberto, let's take a look at it, man. So again, kind of got its ass kicked on Friday, but there's some things to watch. I wish I would have been on the markets, been around, because Friday, so we had this kind of consolidation zone here is resistance back over, support, support sold, resistance, sell down, resistance, sell down, resistance, sell down, back over, support. And again, this Friday zone here, I wish, man, I just wasn't available. I was busy some work stuff, but that breakdown retest, like that's my bread and butter trading, you guys. And for you guys that are new to trading, it's super, super easy to trade these repeatable setups. Sell down, so a breakdown retest is now resistance. You get your puts, very, very low risk trade on puts here. Again, breakdown retest, maybe you took calls and got faked out, but if you did, your risk is small. You break under your resistance zone, sell down, kill candle, end of the day, you got paid huge. So we're about to some things I would look at here, or look for, excuse me. Let me get some levels underneath you here just to kind of see how I would play this, what I would look for. So first and foremost, we want to see some back testing, some levels. The levels have to make sense. We want to see how and where to buy. I think I'm going to draw you a zone here because it's going to make the most sense to me. For us, it's going to be red. Let's just pretend it's green for support. But I'm grabbing this zone here. So a little bit of consolidation zone, bouncing and selling through, this little consolidation here. We're back over it. It's showing bounce support. We sell into it. It's showing bounce support. So that's kind of my focus this week. So It's going to be kind of cut and dry for me on PLTR. You want to be bullish on it, I can respect that. Some things to watch for here. So maybe some support lines are better for you or help you a little bit. So basically it's 137. That's my line in the sand. A break and hold of 137, get your calls. Why get your calls? Does it make sense? Does it make sense to anybody else? If the answer is no, watch here. So a break and retest of 137 is a reclaim of support. What support is it? This support when we bounced it. This support when we bounced it. This support. This support. Okay. So a break and retest, Roberto, long. Or anybody who likes trading this name all day long. So that deal set up tomorrow, you guys. We want to trickle in here. Let the put sellers take their turn, or put let the sellers take their turn on puts down here. Not selling a put, but you get my point. Bears sell to that 137. Okay, if we start seeing buybacks like this, we start seeing wicks like this at 137. That is your trigger. That is your out drawings really quick. That's your go-ahead entry on getting long here at 137. But again, we are day traders. Don't get married to the trade. Don't enter calls here. Watch us sell through this whole zone here at 137. You keep taking an average down, you average down, you average down, you average down. Now you're down huge when you cut a cut for a small loss on calls. Slice this zone at 135 and taking puts all the way down here. Again, hypothetically, just an example. It's easier for me to make a plan in hindsight. But again, hold 137, stay long. If we open anywhere in between here, this is kind of no man's land for me. It is a $2 range, but it's a range that's probably filled with some fake outs, some wicks on the top side and the bottom side. So for me, what I would do, I'd set a top side alert, a bottom side, and just wait for one to trigger, brother. That's how I do it. We sell through 135, puts all day long on puts on a sell 135, because I'm looking for follow throughs under this zone here. I think we had it not too long ago. Not a super good example here, happened in the after hours, but we sell through that 135. Yeah, short term bearish for sure. But again, buy some time. If you're a day trader, stick to the plan, because we sell through 135. We've now given up the daily 9 moving average as well, this green dash line. Okay. Yep. Glad I could help. I see the requests coming in, guys. Again, going in order. Appreciate them. I see them. Amazon, AMDs. I see those. Yep. Yuri, HIMS, AMD, CRCL coin. Can't do all those, brother or sister. I'm sorry. Don't know. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's just see where we are, and I'll pick. Let me pick what setup looks the best. Just because I said I can't spend a bunch of time on all these, but I'm going to go through them quickly for you. AMD, where are we pushing to? Over that 142. What I like AMD. CRCL, was that the big hype one? I might skip this one. Yep, too new for me. Coin, TSM. I think I might stick with AMD here, but let me check TSM real quick. Yep, let's go with AMD. Very, very tradable setup. AMD. All right. So breakout retest, whether it's on the 30-minute, whether it's on the daily chart, whatever it is, you guys, that is our plan as traders, or that is my plan, what I'm always looking for. Get a thick line going here, going to color it green so we can find it when I zoom left for you guys. But really nice move last week on AMD for sure. So a breakout of 142. Why is that a huge level? Let's zoom left here. Look at that zone here from, it's going to be a wide range. April of last year. So we're starting here. We're kind of seeing that price action around here. I know it's a little bit messy on the 4-hour chart, a little bit condensed here, but just I want to show you the guys' price action. We sell under 143. We get multiple days follow through. We're over 142, multiple follow through days. Again, 142, this green line here. And then the last time we were there, November. Sold through, triggered down in December, and we haven't been back there since December. But we made the move on was that Wednesday last week? So stuff to watch here. Man, look at that. Back tested it. You guys don't believe me? You know, large time frame analysis doesn't work. Look at that. We tested 142 three times last week. 142, you guys. If you guys don't have that on your chart, 145.31, 147.8, and upper range 149, basically. Man, look at that. Damn it. There's too much to watch. Breakout, retest, boom. Sell down, retest to support. Hope you weren't caught being bearish down here. Sell down, end of day Friday. Everyone's screaming puts. No, triple bottom zone. Man. And a very tradable setup here still on the chart. So again, 142 is our lower range, meaning this is what I'm treating as our recent range from last week, this big box here. So this is our lower range, this is our upper range up here, kind of danger zone up here. Clear and obvious rejections 2 days in a row. That's what I'm focusing on. So very tradable chart, you guys. Again, what am I going to go after? This middle range here. So you're a break and retest, or anyone likes trading AMD, break and retest. Again, 145.31, or you can take your puts at the open, but have a little bit of caution here. You know, obviously we sell. If we sell through 145, what happens? Big sell. Sell through 145, big sell. But to me, this should still be treated as support until it's not. So any bounces here, any failed breakdowns, I'd be looking to buy the dip on calls. Again, this is just a day trade setup. Day trade ideas here, you guys. Take that bounce. Easy, 146 zone here. Clear, obvious spot to trim. 147, think that matters? Damn right. Set another alert there. 147.8, Friday's high day. Yep, exactly. So you got 3 potential trim targets on the way up. Easy. Okay. What happens if we sell 145 basically? Well, we know the price action we see when we sell through 145. Where's our targets? Well, we have easy targets just from last week. This zone here, no brainer. So basically 145. If you catch a sell through 145, you catch a $1 move down, that's going to pay you huge. Okay. You're in 5 of them. Take 3 off. Where's your next sell down? This kind of cluster right in here. Does it make sense? Lines up with that cluster there. Look left more. Lines up with that cluster there. Basically every dollar down. Trim again. You had 5. You sold 3. Sold 1 more. Now you're down to a true runner. But what do? You sell your put runner here. You caught a whole dollar move down. Now what do? You look for that 1, 2, 3 triple bottom. Buy your calls there. Buy that dip for an oversold relief bounce. Super easy setup, you guys. Again, ranges, you guys. If you're in shares, it's not that fun. If you're an options trader, this is a blessing because it's obvious where your sells are. It's obvious where your buys are. Any questions on AMD? Right, don't see anything at all. If I got time, I'll come back to a couple of those other ones, maybe some hymns or something like that. But I want to make sure everybody gets a request in. PJ, SMCI, let's hit it. Haven't done this one in a while. Let's see where we're at. Check the daily. Where do we reject on the daily? So first instinct, I see a down candle. My down candles are white. My first instinct is, where do we reject? Does it make sense? I'm going to hover over here at basically 50. Obviously, 50 is a round, sexy number, you know, halfway to 100. Clear rejection on the penny. Look left. Clear rejection on the penny. Look left. Clear rejection, almost perfect. Does it make sense we're rejected? Absolutely. You want to be bullish on it? Okay, let's play the back test on it because you don't want to. My trading style. Let me get a drawing mode real quick here. So this is clear and obvious top range here, meaning where we're rejecting, top range red zone rejections. Push up, rejection, push up, rejection. Sell through, rejection. Okay, push up, rejection, again, push up, rejection. Not dogging on you, but just stating what I'm seeing here, obviously. Okay, so back to drawings really quick here. But we're going to play the back test, you know, breakout, back test some levels here because it's a very tradable setup here. Again, I'm on the daily, looking for candle body closes and wicks, and I'm going to zoom in here for you because there's a lot I like despite the Friday rejection. So for me, with caution on this setup. Any holds of kind of this lower range here. So this is kind of, remember that top range I talked about? So this is last chance support, what I'm calling support here. So this candle right here, as of now, not super pretty. So it's probably going to trickle in here, and you're going to see the price action here around 48. So 48 is the focus. You want to be bullish, that's fine. If 48 holds, this hourly 20 curls here, this almost said green line, this yellow line here, buy the dip at 48. Very, very tradable. And guess what? You get a $2 move up here. Again, that's going to pay huge. You take some 49 calls, pays huge. Where do you sell? You sell into this cluster here. So again, you take your bounce here, you sell into this cluster here, basically 48 and a half. You sell 49. That's probably some dark pool stuff going on here. Lines up with that, lines up with that, and boom, 50. What do you do when you get to 50? You get the hell out of your calls, or bare minimum, you hold one. And for me, if I start seeing, push up here, dip down, push up, double top on the day, I'm taking my puts because I know my risk is small based on the daily time frame and based on Friday's price action alone. Again, we sell back into the range, take calls and puts. You catch both moves on this in one day, you're getting paid big time. Or let's say we kind of gap up here, you got a work meeting or whatever, and you're like, oh shit, my trigger on 50 just went off on my alerts. We broke out, retest 50, we're holding 50. Get long, that's fine. But don't watch the market open here and not take calls, and then calls here and then get smacked back down to 49. That's not how you take the trade, you guys. So again, breakout retest has got to hold 15 minutes, 30 minutes, not a 1 minute chart. Again, you guys, great request, very, very tradable setup. This can go either way. Don't get married to it. Don't have too much bias. Again, top range here. I know you would be bullish, but again, I need that break of 50 or I need a bounce of 48 and then play that range. But again, a sell down in here, all hope is not lost. You can catch swings in this 46. What do we have lurking below? 2 moving averages right down here below us. Again, if we kind of consolidate in here, these moving averages are going to step up like this, and pretty soon they're going to be stacked. And then you got 3 forms of support right here, just as an example at 46. Get long all day long. There's no way if I see 2 moving averages stacked on a support, then I'm looking at puts because that's going to bounce hard. Obviously, if markets are weak, let's get some news, stuff can cave. But, when I see stuff like that, yeah, definitely. All right. All right. Exxon Mobil, and then Crash, if you're still here, VSAT, we'll take a look at it. Exxon, let's do it. Hector, yep, you're still in here. Nice. All right. Ooh, seeing some stuff that is making me curious. All right. Again, you guys, maybe it's Hector last week or a couple weeks ago, or somebody that requested some kind of oil sector names. Obviously, news out of the Middle East will move this heavily, and it'll be affected heavily. But this is my stance purely from a chart perspective. Again, it's not saying I'm going to be bullish or bearish because I think what's going on in Iran. This is bullish or bearish based just on the chart, you guys, because it's too much of an unknown what's going on in Iran, or if anything, if that'll settle down and die out, or if it's going to heat back up. But again, this is just based on the chart, and I have a feeling we're back in a range, and I'd love that if we are. So quick little zoom out. Oh yeah. You seen this, Hector? Hopefully you are. So thick line here. So again, kind of push up May 9th zone, breakout, retest, bounce, kind of consolidation here, sell down, consolidation, sell down, consolidation, and the ride back up. Boom, breaks one form of support. First attempt, early session, rejection of resistance. End of day, candle closed at it, broke over. What to do that following day? Retest, big move. Sellers gave up. What are we doing now? We're coming back into that huge 108 zone, 108 to 108.3, Hector. So some things to watch here. Leaning bullish because we're closer to support than resistance, but again, not mega bullish because we have support, or excuse me, resistance zones overhead and 2 moving averages overhead. We got the 200 overhead sitting here about 111.7. Daily 9 stacked right under it. These are basically stacked, and the 9's going to move quicker. Basically 111.35. So Hector, anybody likes to trade these names? Every dip, every time this triggers here in this 118 zone, you should be a dip buyer. So again, we open here, you're a day trader, you got time to play both ways. Take your sells into Friday double bottom. But again, look to buy the bounce on calls, because look at this daily 20 moving average. It's gonna be stacked right there, you guys. Like, damn it. Take your calls there. Do not watch that. Do not hold your puts on support like this. Support bounce. Calls every single time. And this is, it's tricky swinging in this market, but when you want to, you got to bottom tick some support. If you bottom tick this off 108, you catch this move to 110, you trim, you catch this move to the daily 200, boom, trim all the way up. But right now, a little bit of consolidation, isn't it? So we sold down last week, topped out last week, clear top out, but a clear bottom. Again, if let's just say we gap up, I don't want to be long here up at this 110.50. I want to be scaling out of longs if I'm already in. Thursday, Friday, double top, triple top, get your puts. But very, very nice range in here, you guys. Again, look for your swing highs and your swing lows. So you catch your calls here. We push up. Where should we be looking? Somewhere around this bottom cluster. Sell. I don't care if it's 30% or 3%. You sell where the chart tells you. I'm just telling everybody that. Again, you don't get into here and say, I'm looking for Friday's high. No, you trim on the way up. And if you get to Friday's high, pat yourself on the back. You take your screenshot for the gains tab. Hopefully that helps, brother. Really, really nice setup. So much so, I'm getting me alert here. Bottom range. I like that a lot. Crash, you're up. You're still in here. Nice, brother. VSAT. Checked it last week. Take a look again. See our situations change. All right. Oh, baby. Did we move last week? What? I'm not going to say we talked about DMs. I'm just going to look at them privately on the non-shared screen. What were we talking about here, brother? 6. 1 second here. I'm just checking our DMs. Yeah, lower range there. All right. Oh, wait. Shit, I'm looking at something else. Nope. That was something else in DMs. My bad. I was like, wait a minute. 226. All right, VSAT. Let's take a look here. Oh, we looked at last week. Sorry, I guess if I'd read your comment. All right. Shoot, when do we take a look this Sunday? When is that? The 20, somewhere back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, shit, man. This didn't trigger because it probably happened in the after hour session, but you guys, again, textbook trading, textbook price action, that is, sorry, a breakout of support or resistance, excuse me, breakout, retest, leg up. Very, very nice. Let's see kind of where, not topping out, let's kind of see where we're at. Let's get some lines in here. Kind of 14, damn it. That's kind of cheating. I didn't want to do that. I like to draw some lines and kind of back test and see if it makes sense. See how good our charting is. Quick chart, just kind of grab these wicks here just for speed of class, but let's see that. 14.4, where we topping out at. All right, zoom left, moment of truth. Bounce that 12.3, that 12 pocket. I know there's a couple of people here that like to trade that. So what are we doing up here at 14? Oh yeah, that 15 range. Yeah, brother, see that? Definitely the zone to watch there for me. So again, let's see. Had an open over 25 and it hit overnight, didn't get refill. Let's look at that. Yeah, 14.7, man. Yeah, so definitely if we were to draw kind of a top range here or stuff to watch, I mean, we talk a lot in DMs, but this is for people watching. Let's see here, 2025. Just so extend. So zoom back to the right, you guys. So again, you know, kind of that cluster here, that big 15 zone, sell down. Didn't get through it. That bottom 12 cluster. Now we're back up to it Friday alone. So easy chart, easy sentiment, things to watch. You know, again, let me zoom in here, 30-minute. So some of this price action is after hours, some of it's pre-market, but we can still see, you know, the obvious trouble zone during market open. Pre-market, there's still some activity. We don't know if that's a lot of shares, a little bit. Pre-market activity, there's still some trouble up here. And again, even after hours just on Friday. So again, day trade or swing shares, if you're in shares, again, we talk a lot, got to get that breakout over. And for me, swinging options up here, it's a no-go for me to start a call position without that breakout over. But a breakout hold, it's on for sure, definitely. But again, you want to buy the dip on some calls maybe for a day trade. It doesn't get any obvious. 1425, how many times we got to bounce it just last week. So again, you guys, theme of tonight, kind of a little bit of range trading on some of these setups. So what was that move here on some shares? Damn, 19% move. Yeah, you guys that like to flip shares, you watch this name. Yeah, 1230, that 1225 you kind of mentioned, down to that 12. Yeah, if you get filled with some shares here, that's a 19-20% share flip. That's all day long. I will take a share flip on that all day long. But again, we would need to sell through the top range, some support here. As of now, our daily 9 stair stepping up. So anytime it gets up close to here, it's going to be a form of support. And deciding time's coming up. So consolidation, clear resistance overhead, clear support below us. Someone is going to give up. Is it sellers when we break out hard, or is it buyers that say, you know what, this 14.7 to 15 is still too tough. We're going to let them sell it back down this range. I don't know, but best to just set top and bottom side alerts, you guys. But very nice trade, very nice setup. But again, yeah, brother, need to get that. We need that 15 breakout. But again, just like when this 12 range broke, sellers they gave up and we legged up. So same thing. Push over that for sure. All right, make sure I'm not skipping anything. Jason, let's see. Are you still in here? Yep, Jason's in here. Hood. Let's do it. Ooh, top range. I think Hood's all-time highs, right? Yeah, so I don't need to chart or zoom out too much, but get to a little bit larger time frame here. So again, anybody likes trading Hood? I know you guys want to jump on that train with MMA. Top side rejection. Again, I think this is all-time high. Yep. Okay. So we know where our top is, which is fine. We don't want to chase up here because we have, this was the first time up here. So we'll just say it stalled out. Pushed up Thursday, stalled out. Friday pre-market, stalled out, sold down. So again, we are day traders, you guys. Do not be blind to the market on whatever Twitter says or Reddit, whatever it is. It is clear and obvious where you take your puts when you see rejections. Where is that level? That level is 85 all day long. Again, I don't care if it's all-time highs and you're like, oh, big flow hit came in. If I see rejection, double top rejection, I'm getting puts again at 85 because I know my risk is small. My risk is not all the way up here holding puts. My risk is somewhere in here, this red zone, for my puts, for my stop loss. So I can get into puts here and be able to stomach through a little bit of red, and we come back down. I'm break even. I'm now in the money, or making money, excuse me. Look left. Where do I trim? Find these clusters of candles down here. But we're day traders. Break over 85. Better yet, all-time high. Yeah, you can go long 85 because we're over Monday's, open, which is another form of entry. Previous day open close, previous day high and low. With caution, you can take an 86 call at 85. But again, if we sell through that, no way I'm holding that shit. Pardon my language, but we break 85. I'm selling quick. I'm getting inputs. Because it's not just a random level. It's like all last week we sold through it. But again, if we hold 85 with caution, take it up to all-time high. Again, you don't get in 85 and go, okay, I'm looking for 87. Why are you looking for 87? We've never been up there, ever. No one's ever traded up there. So you don't look for stuff like that. Or you don't get into here and go, I want these to go 200%. Well, the market doesn't care. You get in 85, you sell your double top, all-time high. No easier target than that. Okay, you're in 10, hold 1 or 2. That's fine. Break out, let them run, take your screenshot. But again, Very nice steps you guys are giving me. Super easy to trade this, guys. Super, super easy to trade that. Any questions on hood? Hopefully not, pretty easy, but again, sell through, or any, if say we don't make it to 85, kind of sell through this 80. Get a couple lines here for you because we may not make it to 85, So a sell through this 83.60. I like that because a sell through there, kind of that cluster there, and rejection zone there, what did it do? Sold through, follow through. So we might be getting a bounce here, 83.55-ish. Maybe you can buy the dip there. So again, it'd be holding Friday's resistance, would flip support, and you look for price action like this. Then you can take your calls up to 85 and all-time high. But again, sell through that or sell through 83. Or if we sell through this, so we broke out, we tested this swing low here, test this swing low here, a sell through 82. Oh yeah, I'm bearish for sure again, because I'm using these two zones here as my stop out resistance. All right, good feedback from you guys. Love it. You're active in the chat. Love to see that. Cam wants OSCR. Let's do it. I think there's a lot. Was it this name a lot talking trade for? Are you guys OSCR? Yeah. Was it an alert? See a lot of people talking about it. Breakout reset. I got some lines here, so we must have talked about it last week or a couple weeks ago. That's the case, man. Hopefully someone caught that breakout. Damn, breakout retest. 1, 2, 3 times, almost 3 times testing that. What do we got here? A little top range. Quoting river. It's not a flag till it breaks out, but kind of a top range there. Nice little spot here. Definitely kind of a little. Definitely bouncing here. What are we bouncing at this 20? Yeah. We get in that 20 zone. You have to say, okay, how do we know where to buy the dip? How do we know where to buy calls? Well, you look on a larger time frame. So I'm on the 1 hour, and you find clusters of candles where, I mean, to be frank and honest, where the candles stop going down, you see a big reaction. Where the candles stop going down, you see a big reaction, bounces. Well, we sold through it, yes, but big reaction, big buy step in, big candle body moves. Again, I'm on the 1 hour. We sell through it and don't get back over 20. What happens? Big sell down. Candle 20, big sell down. Thursday, best price action is the most recent. Sold into 20. What happens? Buyers say, nope, not today. Big buyback. Almost got into 20. And what happens? Aggressive buyers again, overtaking the sellers for a decent close on the day. So where do we buy the dip? Around that 20 zone. Let's zoom out just a bit. Let's see if it makes sense. I don't know if this is IPO or if we back test this level here. So I love coming back to level. Oh yeah, look at that. That swing low, that pivot gave way, boom. So since October last year, had some hiccups, tried to push up, basically made it halfway up. And where do we really start the turnaround? Push up again to 18, kicked back down to 14. And then June was the month for this name. Curled back over all these moving averages. Look at that, the 200, the 9, the 20, all stacked. Breakout retest. If you want to look for a spot to get long, breakout retest, all those moving averages. Damn, that may have been news. That's a big ass candle there. But again, you guys kind of get long-winded here, beating around the bush. But all dips here, Cam at 20. And again, the most recent price action, it's easy. Again, you buy the dip here at 20. We're kind of over it, but again, let's just say we kind of open down here. Take your puts down to 20, buy the dip. So again, you get in. I know I'm going through some after hours. I'm just for education, pushing through here. Again, first target's not here. First target is all these swing high and low pivots. Again, look for, when I say a swing high, look for where we stalled out. Swing high, stall out. Swing low. That's going to be resistance tomorrow. If we open under this and we push up to it, that's resistance. Again, don't look for, Friday's high as your first target. Make it realistic. But again, kind of this middle range here. Let's say we open over 21. 1 second here. Let me zoom in for you. Open over 21. Why is 21 important? It's that cluster right here. I love grabbing these candle body closes. I love this pre-market cluster. Break and hold at 21 tomorrow. Get long. Okay? But be mindful of the chart. You better have zoomed out already, and you sent alert up here. Look at that nasty double top. You think sellers aren't parked there at basically 21.4? Yeah, that's a big ass rejection on the 30-minute. Big ass rejection. Again, top range from the week. Your target's not up here. If you get in at 21, your target is here. Absolutely. If you guys are in a small port, 1 or 2 contracts, I don't know how much these cost, sell them both. Pat yourself on the back for bottom ticking and potentially top ticking. You got a big port, you got 10, sell 8. Get the breakout, ride the runners. Do not be greedy. Don't care what the percent says. 21.4, nice 40-cent move. That's going to get you paid as long as your strike makes sense. Don't be in a stupid 30 call, 35 call, stuff like that. Get at the money. 21.5 if they have it. 22 call, definitely. But again, definitely name to stay long on. Don't be blind to where we're rejecting. But again, if we see the sell down, don't watch the sell into 20 and then take your puts and get bounced hard. But again, stay long as long as that 20 holds that cluster from last week. Very nice setup. Checking the chat. Amazon, big ass move Friday at close, but hopefully it closes some levels here. Yep. 224, is that important? Let's go find out. Zoom out. First thing you got to do, don't get bullish, don't get bearish. Got to see where the hell the charts are at. 224, how far we got to go back? Damn. Damn. Wait, did I get there? Oh my. 224 is going to be important. That's all I got to say. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't get there. Where are we at? Oh, that's a long time ago. There we are. December. Look at that cluster right here. If you're not long already, time is running out. Can we go higher? Yep. But I want to back test some levels here. We'll get some levels here for you. Because I don't trade Amazon a lot. You can see there's obviously a ginormous $10 gap here in price. Not a gap, but a gap in my levels. Oh, why? Think or swim, why you got to do that? Just looking here, trying to grab the most obvious price reaction and yep, I can work with that. All right, so again, you guys, this is December of 2024. So kind of a flag here, flag break, push, sell through 224 of February this year. And it's a battle. Sell down, sell down. Big move in today. What do we know about this level here? On some stuff to watch. And why did I not chart under 2 of 24? I'm an idiot. Sorry about that. So this wick here, topside wick on February 27th. Look where that opened. Those algos are smart. All right, I zoomed in, look. It's very tradable, but with caution. And if we believe this move right now, get long, stay long on a break at 224 iPhone. So again, we kind of trickle in here pre-market. We dip down, but we don't see a follow through, or we kind of sell down. And what do? We bounce. Why does that make sense here to bounce here? We bounce Friday's close zone. We reclaimed it back over 224. So like a 15-minute close or 30-minute close. Yeah, get long. Back over 224. Get long, stay long. Start grabbing these targets up here. Again, there's a lot of information between there, between 224 and 226. That's $2 away. We can talk there in DMs on some levels in between here. But quick charting just for speed of class, that's what I'll be watching. But again, it's obvious what I'm going to say. We sell through this market open. We sell through Friday's close. Again, it's just not a random number we're coming up with here. We know how important that 224 is. Again, I sound like a broken record. That is why I'm going to get puts. And again, well, okay, I get into puts. Where's my stop 1K? So I get into puts on a break of Friday's high. So we're getting puts here. Where's my stop? Somewhere in here, however much you want to stomach. I'm not going to say you hold the 224, but somewhere in here, because I don't know if you're grabbing 3 months of time or December contract puts. Well, you can stomach a pop up there, a little bit of red. We sell back down, you break even, now you're in the money. But that's what I'm focused on. That's how my mind works. If I take puts on a break of Friday's low, okay, how much can I stomach, before I take a stop out? Take it into there, take it down into here, take it down into here. Very tradable setup both ways. I like it both ways. I'm not going to be biased one way or the other. Obviously, we break 224. I'm not looking to buy the dip until we, tax these levels here. It's got to make sense when and where you buy the dip. You don't just buy it because you go, oh, the candle's going down, or why are you in puts? You got to take your puts at a spot that's obvious, not just, the RSI is overbought or, this went up too much in this candle. It's got to make sense where you take your shot at puts. Hopefully that helps you on that. All right. Getting a little bit short on time, but we're doing okay. Michael, Abercrombie and Fitch, that's a new one, yeah. And then Errol, I'll try and get to Halo for you. ANF, I don't know if I know it, but I don't know if I've charted it, at least on Thinkorswim. Let's see what we got here. Are you in this, Michael, or want to be in it? Are you in shares? What's the backstory? Because it kind of helps me chart out for you and let you know what to look for. You're still in here. If you're not sleeping yet, let me know in the chat, brother. Because I see some things I like, some things to look forward to. I think we got a little bit of a trend line going. Trend line, there we go. Cutting your grass, listen. All right. Are you in it, brother, or want to be in it? Let me, not in yet, like to be cool. Cut that grass. Hopefully you got a riding lawnmower. You're not trying to multitask. Don't want to drop your phone, run it over. Got a riding lawnmower. Hopefully you got a beer in the other hand. It's not drinking and driving, I don't think. All right. Cool. Since you are occupied trying to mow some straight lines on the grass, I'll talk you through it best I can. So we're on the daily right here. Clear and obvious low range here. What was a struggle? Low range 80 zone. 80 zone here. Struggle getting back over. Struggle with getting back over. Break over on earnings, and maybe the earnings were bullshit. They sold down 2 days later. Back under this 80. Broke over for a day. Retested it. Sold over. 3-day consolidation smackdown last week. And what happens when we get the breakout over and the move is big? What happens? Sellers give up. So clear and obvious top range here. Red line is resistance. 85 is your top. 80 on this range. I know it's a larger range. 80 is your bottom. So there's a lot that I like here. So we now reclaimed what I'm calling this bottom range here. I'm treating this every time we touch it as support. And now we have 2 moving averages as support as well. Once they creep up, as long as we're over them, all those bounces, like right here, we bounce the moving average, we bounce the moving average, resistance. But as long as we're over these moving averages, my point is get long, stay long, cautiously. It could be swings with time or day trades. A zoomed in look here because this is, again, a very nice range to trade. So again, we know our lower range. If you can't get your puts at the top, can't get your calls at the bottom, next best thing here is buy your dip at basically 82.44-ish. Because again, when I see we break that, I see aggressive buys. We break below it for puts, aggressive sells. Back over it, Sellers gave up, not a huge move follow through. But if we kind of trickle in here, same theme tonight, you guys, 82.44-ish, you can buy your dip on some calls, because I'm looking for basically this Friday close to hold kind of, this zone here, kind of make a double bottom-ish. I'm just making it up, but you get my point. So this cluster here in a day holds, which forms volume there on the next day. But again, I'm not looking for 86, 87. Dog, how do you know it's 6 o'clock? Always come in here and just stare at me. You're insane. Again, bottom tick 82, 84. Where do we sell? We look left. Definitely into this probably 83.5 and this middle zone rejection kind of cluster here before we sold down some news. Absolutely, basically 84 flat. And then you got a big port, you got a lot of contracts. 84.75, no questions asked. Pat yourself on the back for a kick-ass day trade on calls. But again, we sell 82.44. I'm not diving into puts just yet, because I see this buyback here on Friday for sure, or excuse me, Friday right there. So basically under 82, get short, because that would sell through that Friday low and this morning cluster here on Friday. Break below that, that is where your risk is low on puts. So that would be your kind of risk profile for potential downside reward down this 80 zone. Again, what do you know about this 80 zone? You buy your calls every single time until it fails you. And you guys, nice setups. All right, one more, you guys, then we got to wrap. If you guys need to scoot out of here, you can. Who was it? Halo for Errol. Oh, I'm not going to type in Errol. I'm going to type in Halo. Sorry about that. I don't mean to cut anybody off, but we could just go for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and the charting session will never end, you guys. But again, I appreciate you guys putting the work, sticking around. But I'm going to do Halo, H-A-L-O, and then I'm going to do SPY and QQQ wrap up really quick. I don't think I trade this one. So where are we at on the charts? Rejection top range. Ooh, I like this kind of this bottom range here we're coming into. Yeah, I like that. Errol, are you still in here? Yep. Let me know in the chat if you are shares options. Are you in yet? Looking to get in? Let me know. Because I can say, hey, start shares here. Don't take puts here. Buy calls here. Or what I would do, looking to buy shares right here, man. Basically 52 flat. So I'll kind of give you my reasoning. And before, let me get some downside levels, kind of like last chance support where I would cut. So I'm not going to cheat and just say it's only based on percent, because I always tell you guys it's based on the chart, but I don't want to tell you, hey, cut down here and it's only 3%, because it's shares a little bit of a juggling game. So my point is, if you take shares here, oops, wrong one. I'm not good at math, so I got to cheat. So if you take shares here at 52 and we come down into here in this zone here, this is kind of my point of, I use this line to see, okay, if we break a support, is it as bad as it looks on the chart? Like that's a big candle down, but how far is it really down? We're only down 8.5%. So for me, that's kind of why I cheat with percent with shares, because it's kind of how I like to do this. So what I would do, if you wanted to get into shares, this is what I would do. I'm not sugarcoating it. I would start an order here at 52, because we can see here kind of this, make it thick for you guys, so you can see it's easier. So we can see we come down in this 52 zone. What do we see? Selling pressure kind of die out, bounce reaction. If we sell through it, yeah, we see selling pressure. But every time we get over this, again, you guys, swing highs, swing low, swing high, swing low. Get back over it, big move up. Get back over it, a little bit of a move up, nice continuation. And just last week, oh man, throat's getting dry, sorry. Again, I'm on the daily chart. Again, you guys, you need to look at price action. The candles, where are they stopping? Why are they stopping? It is very obvious all last week. Where are sellers losing momentum? 52. Does it make sense? Yeah, we're on the daily. It absolutely makes sense. So let's just call it Monday. Monday, the low of the day, bounce support, a little bit of continuation. Wednesday, low of the day, bounce support. Friday, low of the day. So That's why I'm not just giving you just, oh, take some shares here. It's got to make sense. Absolutely. I'm not bearish here. I'm not looking for puts here. I'm looking to buy the bounce here for some shares at 52. So getting to my point of when you buy shares, just easy numbers. I'm just throwing a number. Say you want to spend $1,000 on this name. Total position is 1,000. I would start out with 300, maybe 500. At most a half entry size. And what I would do is, if you don't catch the bottom, you come into here, you're red, it's fine. You look at the chart going, oh shit, it's ugly. You check your percent P&L and you're only down 9%. To me, there's no expiration date on shares. Being down 9% on shares and seeing it come into a support, no sweat. I don't care. So you can dollar cost slowly on the way down, but don't get over leverage. Don't full port it. But this is, to me, last chance support. If this breaks, it means we're probably gonna leg down, and you're starting to look at a 10% more loss on shares. And kind of that 10% is my spot where I go, hey, I'm probably not right on this. I just need to lay off. I need to sell it because it's chewing up some buying power. And the chart is, the chart's just not making sense. They're selling support. They're selling support. They're selling support. And now I'm looking at probably a 10% loss. That's where I'd cut. So my point is, buy a little bit here. We keep rejecting the 9, come down like this, buy a little bit here. And now when you buy here, this is your full intended position. So like I said, so you got $300 buy-in, $300 buy-in, $300. I know it's only 900, but 400 down here. So now you're in your total position. If we bounce this, now your dollar cost average, DCA, you see that term float around a lot. Now your dollar cost average is somewhere in here. It's less than 52. So now we get back to 52. You're now in the green, not much, but you're in the green. So when we break over, it's on. We break over, you ride that trend of your intended trade plan. But again, if we break below here, that would be a cut for me on shares. But maybe you buy here, you scale at 52, you're only in a partial position. We break this top range here, ride those shares, because you got three moving averages, the 200, the 20, and the 9, all are going to be underneath it and the price action above it. And that's how you catch the trend reversal. Again, we're not just on a 5-minute time frame. This will be on a larger time frame. But yeah, this is a very nice move. But again, you guys, look where, when you want to buy the dip on stuff, you go, where is it obvious that sellers are making no progress? Last week, the low of the day bounced 3 times. Very nice, you guys. All right, you guys, I got to do the wrap up. Otherwise, we're going to go long and go forever. QQQ and then SPY. But again, if you guys need to get out of here, that is fine. I appreciate you guys sticking around. Really, really good request, you guys. QQQ. Trade plan is easy for me. Oops. Oh, my screen there. Breakout, retest, stay long as Friday's high close. Okay. New all-time highs. We're not in consolidation phase. We're not testing. We're not back testing a 10% move. Yeah, Fitness, good to have in here, man. Dude, we didn't go over. Why don't you drop in the chat, man? We didn't go over DraftKings, man. I'm sorry. I know we talked about DMs, but I forgot about you, brother. QQQ. As long as Friday's high closes, I'm staying long. Doesn't matter if you think the markets are up too much again, or RSI is overbought. Ride the wave. The wave, the momentum says up and to the right. Breakout, retest Friday's high. Up and to the right we go. Ride the EMAs all day long. Where and when do we get our puts? Sell under here. Sell under. Buyers go, hey, let's buy this back up. Sellers go, no, not today. Rejection. Easiest double top try of your life. On an all-time high, previous day high rejection. Get your puts. Where do we sell? Look for your clusters of candles all the way down. All the way down we go. Super, super easy. Not easy on the upside because, first time here, but, that's why I like playing back tests at some levels. That's why I like consolidation, some levels. I'd much rather try and buy the dip somewhere on one of these support lines down in here, because I know we went back there. I know what the price does when we get there. Back test to Friday's high. This is our first time trying it, so got to use it with caution. SPY. Same thing. 61632, basically, not the exact penny, but I'm using candle body closes because that's what I like to do up here. So same thing, you guys, set an alert. No excuses not to have a trade plan on SPY tomorrow if you're in this class tonight. Again, we trickle in here, we kind of do one of these things. Boom. We test it. What do we do? Watch for confirmation. Does it hold? Buy your dip. Resistance is now support. Ride the EMAs, add a fib extension, whatever you want to do. Pre-market high, boom, you trim round number 617, ride the trend. Rejections under 6163. Again, we're not just taking puts because. Where are we taking puts? Why are we taking puts? Friday's high rejection. All-time high rejection. Whatever you want to call it. Take your puts, your risk is small. Again, break down, retest, they break over. You're not holding puts for a loss up here, fighting the trend. No, break out over, sell your puts for a loss, break down, retest, get into calls. But we sell under, we'll reject on your puts. Where do we sell? Clusters of candles is where your volume is stacked. Again, on the way down, Friday's close, probably going to bounce there if we get there. You know, probably going to bounce here if we get here. Sell through it, that's fine. Leave some runners. Sell through there. A lot of volume there. Back test of this, you better be out of your puts and start looking to try and buy the dip on some calls here. For sure. Any questions, you guys? Great requests tonight. Appreciate you all. I'm not just saying that. Some super, super good ones. What the heck did we go over? AMD, really like that range. Looking at this chat here, trying to get caught up. VSAT, SMCI, HIMS, we didn't go over. AMD was a good one. PLTR, what was that, 127 or 137? What was that level? Super nice levels of trade, you guys, on all these names, you guys. But appreciate you guys spending the time. With that, you guys, I'm in the chat. The DMs are always open, you guys. Send me a DM, say, hey, I'm looking at this. What do you think? Give me your trade plan. You know, I'm not going to baby you and walk you through it. I'm going to say, hey, why do you want to take calls here? If you do take calls here, what's your stop loss? Or if you take puts here, what's your stop loss? Where's your target? Always have a plan, you guys. If you guys are going to message me, I'm not doing it to be mean. I'm doing it so you guys can learn. Okay, so send me a DM. Say, hey, I'm looking at PLTR. I'm breaking hold of this. You know, maybe it's a little cheating. We went over it in class. That's fine. But it shows me you're learning. You're putting in what we did. Saying these are my targets. I'm going to say I love it. I might even follow you on the trade. I do that. You know, I do that when people send me a setup they like. I'll take the trade. As long as I like the setup and I trust it, I'll take it every single time. But with that, you guys, I'm in the chat. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow.